and text like text signaling music changes, but
yeah, I mean, we'll see. And the weird thing is, the door's still fucking locked. Like, I never found a key for that door. Like, you know, it's just a door that will stay locked forever, and the only reason it exists is to, like, prevent how I can move around this area, and that's really frustrating. Like, I mean, that's just one of those classic video... Like, even people who aren't really particularly critical of video games just will express how much it annoys them when there's arbitrary barriers to movement. It's the number one thing you don't do when designing video games, you know?
Yeah, so... and the thing is that those sort of blocks of movement come in a lot of different forms. I never really understood, like it just, there are a lot of games out there that seem to really want to make a pace, but then they'll do things that kind of destroy the pace, and I never really understood why they do that. And I feel like a lot of it is just trying to create challenge. A lot of it is trying to conform this whole thing of like, well, the game needs to be, you have to beat something, you need something to have a challenge against, so well, let's put like a bunch of weird blocks in front of you. But that's just weird to do. And it's just an odd thing.
And that's the thing is, like, how do I say? The thing about it in this particular case is that it's not even like, oh god, I can't even find my way out of here now. The thing about it in this particular case is, like, the game is, like, it's restricting me from accessing an area that I should be allowed to go to. And I am allowed to go to, and I can come up on the other side of the door. But, like, I just can't open the door because I don't have a key, but, like, there's no way to get a key. And the thing about it, like...
Why is there no way to get a key?
I don't know, but there's just no key in this dungeon.
Is there a key?
I literally walked over every part of this dungeon, and, you know, and it just didn't, you know... It didn't show up. It wasn't in a chest. You know?
Is it possible there's a key somewhere outside of the dungeon?
I don't even want to think about that. Don't even get me started. Okay, you know what? I am going to look at the map real quick. Hold on. Just to see where I am, because I'm pretty sure I know where I am. I'm pretty sure I know where I am right now, so I can, like, you know... I guess the good part is I have a shit ton of gold now. Let's see here. Okay, there's a cave. There's that door. I need to go...
Oh, fuck! Oh, I lost. I fell down. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I see what it's... Oh, God. I mean, that's really asinine, but I see what it's doing. It's basically just kind of one thing where you just have to go around the whole thing, and it's totally asinine, but...
You have to go... Like, you have to actually, like, go...
Wait, what? You have to buy keys at a shop? Are you serious?
No! Really?
Game, why you do this?
This is the best! This is best. This is the best middle finger. That is, like... That's perfect.
Oh, wait, no. Parameter is saying that he or she, I don't know, can't remember whether this is the game where you have to... Can't remember whether this is the game where you have to buy keys, but they only exist.
You should... Well, I mean, you can check. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
You know?
You know what? That's probably worth investigating, because I'm gonna get fucked by that later.
Like, is there, like... I'm gonna search. There has to be some kind of, like, dragging quest.
Yeah, just find a walkthrough. Because I remember, like, the only, like, I asked you about the formalism thing, because I remember once, like, Brendan wrote a thing about Doom 3, and he kind of, like, suggested a style in which you should play it to get the maximum enjoyment out of it, and whoever was doing the compilation that week at Critical Distance made the joke, oh, what a formalist, and I was just like, wait, what is this, what?
Yeah, so I hope that sort of got clear.
Istman, who I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that name. Yeah, they did, but like they didn't. Like I haven't found any keys. You know, like I haven't found a place to buy keys. I haven't. Oh god, that's the stairs down. Why am I finding the stairs down? I don't want the stairs down. God. Okay, all right. Let's.
Everyone on this stream appreciates the effort that you're putting into this, and into the suffering that you're going through. And the sacrifice that you're making is one of value.
I'm doing it for you because you know what? This is all going to turn into an article later, and it's going to get published, and I'm going to get paid. You know?
Yep. Damn straight.
What I'm doing right now is I'm grinding so I can reach the level of game criticism where I get paid for my work.
Yeah. That you know what, the level where you reach where you get paid should be the first level. It should be base, but unfortunately it isn't. But it should be.
Yeah. I you know, I've actually thought about this. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, god damn it! You gotta be kidding me. Like something I've been thinking about is like, I live at home right now. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that sort of thing. And like, and I don't even necessarily like have a real reason I need to get out. I have, you know, I live at home and that sort of thing. And I have been, you know, I've worked, you know, I've hopped between various low-paying jobs and that sort of thing. And like, my college is being paid for, my food is being paid for, and I don't owe my parents rent or health care or anything because we're on U.S. Family Health, which is basically, to put it simply, American families who've had a member who served in the military for like 20 plus years have access to government health care for the rest of their life.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
All
they
right,
have they have access to government health care for the rest of their life, and thanks to Obamacare, I have access to it until I'm 27.
That is good.
It's really good. I have it's a flat $12 copay on everything. It's like the cheapest healthcare in the United States.
Nice.
I'm just going to be straight up and say that my family exists within the top 1% of income. Not very high in there, but like at the bottom of the top 1% of income. And, you know, like my dad has openly said we could be taxed a lot more on the money we make. And that sort of
Wow.
thing. And,
Okay.
know.
Then you're really lucky then, because there are a lot of people who do not have like
I know.
those things at all.
I really, really know. And the thing about it is, like, I write the games criticism, and I'm kind of stuck between, I wonder if I should be just thankful for the situation that I'm in to where I can afford to work for free, or whether I should be trying to get paid as a show of solidarity with the people who need to get paid.
You know what? I feel like everyone should expect or this idea that being paid is important no matter what your sort of economic or financial background is, just because it is sort of this, it's a thing of principle. It's the idea that I'm putting work and effort into this, and I deserve compensation in the form of resources that allow me to actually, you know, live and survive. And it's not like that for everyone. Some people don't necessarily need to get paid, but it's so important that principle is something that's pushed. That I wrote words for this, and I deserve to get money for this. For the words that I wrote is something that in itself should be normalized. So it's always an effort to do that, no matter what financial background is. Like I live at home too. Like I've always kind of lived at home. Like,
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
and I don't.
And it's like,
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, I also know that you have a reason you want to leave.
yeah. So I mean, it's like it's gotten better than it was before. I'll say that much. It's gotten much better than that. It was at a real low before, and now like it's actually tolerable.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm doing a lot better than a lot of people. At the same time, I still have my own like resource of money, right? And I still need some, and I'm not really going to school right now. So I mean, like you know, any stuff that I can scrape by here or there, like, is important and good.
Well,
So.
I was saying that, and there's that, which I think it's I broadly agree with you, of course, that everyone needs to get paid for their shit. But the thing about it I was going to bring up is that, you know, unfortunately for most people, the way they're going to be getting paid is, you know, for their work is either through something like a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo or a Patreon, to name the most popular example right now. And the thing about it is, I was feeling like a kind of really weird version of white guilt about, like, whether I should be asking for people, you know, for Patreon pledges when other people need Patreon pledges in specific from, you know, somebody else. I mean, it's one thing when we're talking about, like, all of us need to get paid by, like, these sites that clearly have enough money to maintain their sites or whatever, but it's another thing entirely when it's just, like, there's clearly a very limited pool of people who are contributing to these Patreons, etc., and I'm not sure where my place is in asking for any of that money, considering how well off I actually am. You know?
I'm weird about the idea that sites can always pay for themselves, because I think a lot of sites actually pay for themselves on a limb. I don't know about site management.
Holy shit, a mage ran away from me.
What ran away?
Yeah, like an enemy ran away from me because I was like high level.
Wow. That's legit, yeah. So I mean, you know, it's like I don't run a website. I run an online mag, so it's different. But I mean, the thing about sites is that, like, sites don't really make revenue, right? They make ad-click revenue.
Hey,
it's not enough to
real
really
quick,
do much.
who's
So
running
I'm
a
pretty
website?
sure a lot of sites couldn't even pay, even if they even wanted to, on that front. And some really do
I've
make
worked
an
for those
effort
sites
to.
before.
But even that, so I'll note that. But also, when it comes to Patreon, I just, like, you know, it's like. It's just because I know it's a lot of complicated stuff, but I don't have faith and like sort of seeing it and viewing it as a sort of like weird like popularity thing, or even worse, this thing where like some people are more deserving than others. Money is like I was talking to Ben about this yesterday, Ben Abraham, and he's talking about this idea that like no one knows who's really deserving and not deserving of money. Like it's a really weird thing there. To sort of say like, oh well, I feel like these people are more deserving than this person, or this person more deserving. Like it's kind of an odd thing. I mean, if you'd like to get compensation for your work, you get compensation for your work, right? Like I feel like it's really clear cut and straightforward that way. It's just like I don't find because I feel like a lot of writers tend to have a lot of issues valuing their work. I think a lot of creatives actually have a lot of issues valuing their work, and a lot of creatives do tend to sometimes feel like other people are more deserving than them. But it's like if you make something and you want a compensation for making that thing, then it's clear cut. You go for it, right? Like that's pretty much it. I understand that there's might be weirdness within like well, I'm occupying this space by people who are much more needing of compensation. But I mean, it's just like I feel like so much stuff is in the air. Like to put it out, to try to lay it out, it's just hard for me, I guess. I don't do Patreon. I've considered it very smallly, but I don't like doing crowdfunding at all, and I don't like doing funds in general for myself. It's just weird.
Another thing is,
and actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm in the same place. I'm pretty sure that I've also not doing because I thought other people were deserving also. So I'm probably in the same little space that you are actually. I was like, man, maybe other people are actually more deserving than I am. But like, you know, maybe like I can write on a blog. Like I can afford to write on a blog. To be honest, so.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the other thing I guess about it is that it's, you know, to me, it's like I started writing on my blog, and I mean, and granted, the blog has gotten some attention thanks to the wonderful people at Critical Distance, obviously, and
yeah.
And the thing about it that I've been thinking about is like, that just goes into the difficulty in getting published, because it's just like. I wanted to write about video games, so I started writing, and when I was done with the writing, I put it somewhere. You know, like, that's the only logistical thought behind my blog, you know. And, you know, and it's just like, well, you know, I mean, at first I wasn't even thinking about pitching, but then I started doing a few pitches, and, I mean, as of right now, I've written I've written 2 posts for ObjectiveGameReviews.com. And,
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I like how everyone's, like, stealth writing for that site. No one really knows. Like it's
I don't know who else has done it. Well, they do have a contributor page. I don't know who else has done it, but I've written 2 reviews for them, and I'm very happy about it. No, like the day it showed up on January 1st, and on January 2nd, I sent the guy an email saying I want to write for your site. Like, and he was just like, I can't pay you, and I'm kind of like, I know.
Well, at least you know, right? That's the thing. Yeah. You know what? You know, I've written for quite a few places. A lot of them haven't been paid. Like, cause you know what? When I was starting out doing games writing stuff, there was a point where I really wanted to be like the big games writer, journalist person who writes for the big sites. Until I realized that they don't really have the same interest that I do. So I kind of didn't. But I mean, there was a time where I was, so I was really trying to hustle with that, and I was trying to get on I was trying to pitch as play bases as I can, sort of, you know, get on as many sites as I can, so I, you know, build up a name or some bullshit, you know, like that. And I thought it was something that'd be good. And I still remember when I used to pitch for places that, that don't tell you about pay until you get on it. So I still remember actually when I think it was SquareGo. I still remember when SquareGo they sent out in like a tweet, or they sent a tweet saying, hey, you know, we're taking on some new writers, and then only when you email SquareGo and you're like, oh hey, and then you're like, oh yeah, so this isn't going to be paid. This isn't something that they tell you. It's something that you just kind of find out in the email, right? So like that kind of thing I'm not really into.
I kind of fell into that recently. Where,
yeah.
Well, I mean, and
like that's something people do, and I'm not a fan of it, but I know it's something people do, and it's just like this is the kind of stuff you always have to field. It's like everyone, like no one's just upfront with you about pay.
Well, the thing about it is, hold on. Sorry, my friend is just sending me links. The thing about it is, and I don't want to name the site because my piece is going to be published there, and I know now I'm not getting paid for it, and it doesn't bother me.
Yep.
But you know, it is, you know, they're a good site, and they're publishing my article.
Cool.
But the thing about it is, like, they say, like, basically, like, it's on their about thing, but they say that they're a non-profit thing, and I didn't know that before I pitched to them. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, like, sort of ended up in an obligation to write an article before I knew whether I was getting paid or not. Which
not necessarily though. You could have sit there and said if you